There may be a time when you've got to deal with dubbed dialogue in podcasting. In this short video tutorial, I want to show you one way of how you can approach that. Hi, it's Mike from Casefile and Casefile Presents. On this channel, I'm releasing videos on podcasting. If you enjoy the content, hit the like button. When we do Casefile Presents shows, sometimes we do deal with dubbed dialogue. Of course, the one that's sort of most important is the Portuguese Casefile, where we dub everything, so the narration as well. But in other shows, we had instances where there was a clip, an interview clip with a foreign language, and we've got to dub it on top. Now, I want to show you how I approach this, and the example will be from what I'm working at the minute, which is season 2 of Portuguese Casefile. And what's interesting about it is I'm actually dubbing English clips into a Brazilian Portuguese language. But enough talk, let's jump into Pro Tools so I can show you the session. Okay, so we are doing a Iran series for season 2 of Portuguese Casefile. Among other episodes, there will be, I think, 12 episodes in total, or 10. And in Iran series, we not only had to dub the narration, so let me play you.
Jornal Sacramento Bee, publicado no dia 17 de março de 1988. Abre aspas. A lei sobre prescrição de crimes relacionados ao estupro na Califórnia foi alterada devido à introdução de evidências de DNA.
So that's the Brazilian Portuguese dub of our English Australian host and the original. But in this episode, we also had clips from investigators as well as victims and families of victims from the case. And what we've done is we've included the original clips, which are in English, and dubbed them with Portuguese on top. So this is the instance where there's an interview of Paul Halls, and let me play it just on its own. So that's the original.
I actually started out as a forensic scientist. And so I was working in a lab. I then promoted up.
So as you can see, it goes down in volume. Let me play you again.
I actually started out as a forensic scientist. And so I was working in a lab. I then promoted up to what we...
So it's his interview. Now, obviously, you don't want to have Portuguese Brazilian narrator that goes into English clips. So we decided to dub them with an actor.
Então, eu trabalhava em laboratório e daí fui promovido para cargo na delegacia do xerife.
So that's the actor who dubbed the original interview. And what I do is I run the original English for a couple seconds, and then as you can see from the automation, it goes down to minus 27 dB. So we keep very low original underneath the dub dialogue. Let me play you the whole clip.
I actually started out as a forensic scientist.
Na verdade, comecei minha carreira como cientista forense. Então, eu trabalhava em laboratório e daí fui promovido para cargo na delegacia do xerife. Foi então que me tornei policial. Fui para a academia de polícia.
So you've got the dub on top of the original. The original is quiet, so it's still audible, but not that you can make out what he's saying, especially if you're a listener who doesn't speak English. So I'm doing it so it won't clash. And on top of that, I want to give it a little bit of sort of saturated sound, because that's the original dub is sterile. It was recorded in a studio. So, but not too much. So when we look at what I do is I use EQ and just cut, highs and lows. But I also use soft saturation. That gives a bit of saturation on the EQ input. And when I run parallel compression, both of them have vintage mode on, and that's again sort of saturates the signal a little bit. And also I run the exciter, the tape option, like half a mix with a little bit of that harmonic distortion. So I don't want to overdo it because I'm still running the original, which
I actually started out as a forensic.
has that interview quality, and even though it's low, it's almost inaudible, it still affects the original dub. But I'm still saturating the dub a little bit.
Foi no ano de 1994 que
Not too much. You don't want to do too much.
amostras de DNA começaram a aparecer no
So
laboratório.
that's how it is, and then we end it with
Naquele momento, ficamos sabendo que o estuprador
With
da
the
área
dub.
leste e o perseguidor noturno original eram a mesma pessoa.
And as you can see, I do it for
Okay, so Larry Poole was the lead investigator.
Ok, Larry Crompton era o investigador
all the clips.
I want to say about 2007 or 2008.
Por volta de 2007 ou 2008, o Departamento do Condado de Santa Bárbara entrou em contato comigo novamente. Eu sempre ligava de vez
Now, the dub does not have to match the English that's underneath exactly. This won't happen because the sentences are structured in a different way. There's no way you can match it word for word. So the idea is just to keep it low enough to give it that vibe, not to interfere with the dub too much. But again, you are hearing the sort of original saturation, distortion, and we're using a little bit more of, like I said, soft saturation, vintage mode, a little bit of exciter to give it that vibe. You don't want to have a completely clean studio sound quality when you're dubbing these clips. You don't want to overdo it with distortion too much as well. We don't want that kind of, well, I don't want that kind of cheap effect. But yeah, that was just a short video on to show you how I approach this kind of clips. I've just finished the season 2 of that Portuguese Casefile. We'll be releasing it soon. And if you come across clips with foreign language, that's one way to do it. Obviously, you don't have to keep original underneath. Depends on the project. Usually, it does work really well if you know how to keep the levels and how to use a little bit of that extra saturation. But yeah, I hope that was helpful. That's what I got for today. I'm Mike Migas. If you enjoyed the content, hit that like button. Check the rest of my channel. Share, like, subscribe. I'll see you later.